Well, good morning. Happy Monday, all. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. We're going to wait for a few people to get on here this morning and we will get started. So we've got a lot of stuff. I can't tell you guys too much, but I would be watching Jonathan Lee Rich's page very closely over the next few hours. I have a funny feeling there's going to be something major going on his page that's going to shock and awe a lot. Shock and awe a lot. So if you have not liked, share, or subscribed to his page, I would behoove you to do so. Good morning. Good morning. So we'll get started here soon. I just want to go around. There's 42 people in the chat right now. Just tell me, where you're from and what the weather is like. We used to do that when we started the coffee club, and things kind of got away from us, and we stopped doing it for a little minute. And I'd like to do it. I felt like it really, gave us kind of the news first thing in the morning, which I believe we all need, to get our day ready. I don't know what it is in Florida or in Manatee County. I did go out this morning. My neighbor cat, of course, greets me at the front door, so it's always nice. But I did go out. It was beautiful. Here in Florida, it was beautiful. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. London, England, I see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So Ohio is 40 degrees. Gramsci is in Utah. California is 80, so it's a little warmer in California. Michigan, okay, so 32 and sunny in Michigan. Current high is 50 today, so you guys are still pretty cold. There's something going on in Michigan that I am skipping because we're taking the big trip at the end of the month, and I didn't want anybody having any misconceptions of where our raised funds are going. So hi from Seattle. It's rainy. So Seattle, Washington is raining. Good morning. Pensacola is nice this morning. You're in Florida as well. That's where I'm from. I'm further down south, of course, but okay. So some people are saying Michigan's finally getting nice. London, England is nice and sunny. Yeah, yucky, wet, and cold in Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, not good. So Oakland County, okay, frosty and ice over everything. So Eastern Canada still is pretty cold and icy, and 59 today in Michigan. 59 today in Michigan. Massachusetts is 40 degrees, but it's sunny. See, Florida, 40 degrees is like below freezing for St. Louis is 53. Good morning, all. Good morning. 37 in West Virginia. Texas, 64. It looks like it's going to be raining all day today in Texas. Boston is warming up. That's great. That's great. Love it. Love it. So, anyways, I did cut out the and I'll keep as things pop up, I'll spit them out. But I did keep I did break apart the interview that we did with the author of the Cornbread Mafia, and I put that in its own video. So if you guys didn't want to have to watch the 3.5 hour video of our live and you just wanted to see that interview, I did stick that up as its separate video for your viewing experience. Just to let you guys know, we've got 60s in Oklahoma and 70 today in Virginia. So, but yeah, it's nice. Okay, so for those, there's Jonathan Rich's YouTube channel. I do recommend everybody getting over there. I have a funny feeling he's gonna have some information for us. Little birdie on my shoulder told me. So what's going on? You know, I wanted to show you guys this, and why is it not popped up here? It is. Okay, so I'm gonna pull in my okay, so we got 70 in South Carolina. Nice, Sunflower. I wish I knew you were in South Carolina. I've made like over the last 2 months, I think I've been there like 4 times. Insanity. And guys, if you guys know I'm out and you guys are in the area where I'm at, come by and say hi. Don't be shy. It was crazy because I was at an event. I can't remember which one it was. Was it in Texas? I think when I was at an event in Texas, people knew who I was, but were scared to come up and say hi. And they were scared to come up and say hi because it was obviously a political thing versus a true crime thing. So I don't know what it is. They wrote me and said, I saw you there. And I'm like, well, why didn't you come and say hi? They're like, oh, you were doing your thing. It's like, I always have time for the people that support me. So if you guys ever go out, good morning, Blue Eyes. If you ever go out and you see me out anywhere and you want to say hi, by all means, get my attention, introduce yourself. You know, we are all family. We're all in this fight together. And so, you know, if you ever see me, don't ever be shy. I'm pretty approachable and love seeing people. So yes, I did see that. And actually, a friend sent that to me. I have a friend that's, you know, she's kind of into all the, you know, different like mediums type thing, you know, and she's been telling me for some time she thought there is a mass murderer, one of those um, the serial ones in the area, and she's been monitoring. But there was I got an email from her. Did I bring my phone in here? Tell me I brought my phone in here. I did not bring my phone in here, guys. We'll have to talk about that or whenever I get up. Maybe I'll play a video and get up and go grab it. But she did tell me that that there was things going on in and around the area, and she was a little concerned about. So I told her, you know, well, I can't go off, you know, your feelings. You know, I got to be able to bring, you know, stuff to you guys. You know, when I talk about it, I just can't say, oh, well, I felt like this was going to happen. No, it doesn't work that way. And I think she realizes that. So when I had come back from South Carolina this last time, I actually went out and met her at Speaks Clam Bar. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And she's like, you got to see this. They came out. They finally acknowledged that there's something going on in Sarasota. Blah 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 blah. So I told her, I said, okay, well, no problem. Just let me check it out. Sorry, I'm turning my head. I was supposed to have a channel up, and I do not have it up. So I'm kicking myself in the butt because I'm rushing around trying to get it all up. And so she sent it to me by text about these two people, but these aren't the only ones. Like there were several women over the last, I want to say, year, maybe 2 years that have kind of been popping up in and around this county. So it's starting to feel like maybe there's something a little more nefarious going on here. And I think it would be interesting to, there we go. Not sure what that was all about. That's a little too soon. We haven't even talked about anything yet. Okay. That, was a little nefarious, but, I didn't think of it as to what she was saying, but she's been talking to me about this for a little bit. And now we have these two ladies that were also murdered. So it makes me a little concerned. And, we will be looking into that. I have not Chadwell, unfortunately. We've been, everything's been moving so fast, and I've been going to a lot of different locations. I will have to do that. You know what? I promise you this afternoon, I've got to read some stuff related to my county this afternoon and get some comments sent off. But after I'm done with that, I promise I will start looking over these murders and seeing what information I can bring to each and every one of you. I know I've been telling you guys I will do that for a little minute and have not, so I apologize. I will get to it. I will get to it. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me just put it on the list, right? Get it on the list. I'll go ahead and put it down right now. Okay. It is on the list. I will be looking at it this afternoon, I promise. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, don't worry, I don't bite. Well, you never know. No, I'm just joking. I think the parents are involved because it would be unusual for one. And yeah, I know. Oh, and that brings me to the next thing. That's what I was pulling up. And I apologize for not being as totally prepared, but I've been actually up, believe it or not. I have been up since about 5:20 this morning. It's just I had a lot of stuff that I've been working on, so I didn't even get a chance to come here until at 8 o'clock. Which I'm still playing around with times, but I thought this was interesting. I'm going to go ahead and share this page. Many of you guys may have already seen it, and if you haven't, go to my community page and take the poll. This is based upon 500 at right now. This moment here is based upon 564 votes. I'd like to get that at least up to 2,000 votes to have a good idea. But I mean, this is so glaring that I don't even think getting it up to 2,000 would really fluff these numbers too much. I mean, it's literally overwhelming. So we will get to that in just a second. Let me get through your good mornings and everything. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Okay, I'm through it. So let me go ahead and share this page. I'm going to change my view here. There we go. Oh, let me hide the comments here. Let me get Justice for Summer down. Hold on. I know we like to have that up, but we need to see this. So, as many of you guys know, I did a poll on my site, and it just basically says, since the beginning, how many people changed their minds about Don Wells and Candace Bly's involvement in Summer's disappearance? And it says, yes, I now believe they are involved. Yes, I now believe they are innocent. No, I've always believed they were involved. And no, I've never believed they were involved. Look at that overwhelming response. So, and also look at that. We have a 2% change. So, a few people have changed that they believe they're now innocent, which I still to this day am scratching my head and finding it, trying to figure out who in the world now thinks that they're innocent, but to each their own. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. We respect that. And to be honest with you, I wanted a legitimate poll with everybody. I love these polls because people are anonymous. They can answer freely. Nobody knows who's answering what. So, I thought it was very interesting that 6 people since the beginning, 6%, excuse me, not 6 people, 6% of the people that took this poll have actually changed their mind from them thinking that they were innocent to now believing that they are involved. I thought that was pretty powerful. And then the people that have never changed their minds, the ones that thought that they've been involved from the beginning, and the ones that thought that they um, were never involved, those are still and it shows you, and I think that truly is a good reflection of the community at large. There is an overwhelming response to people that have always thought these parents were involved. They never believed their story. They never thought, they could pick up something wasn't right with their lack of emotion, lack of involvement, lack of trying to stay in touch with law enforcement. Her falling asleep in church, the drugs, the alcohol, and then of course now that she is on YouTube running a muck and just looking as foolish as one can look. Here we have this poll, and again, I truly do believe that this really does reflect the community at large related to this case. I'd like this poll to be shared. Again, I want to get this poll as accurate as possible, as accurate as possible. So, we have to have all sides, involved to make this as accurate. So, if you guys, you guys can see down here, you guys can share it. Please share it to your channels, your friends, whatever. We want to get this out. We really want to bring the vote numbers, which we did pretty good. I posted this yesterday, 14 hours ago. So I'd like to get this up to at least 2,000. I think 2,000 will give us a better idea of the real polling numbers for the people in the true crime community. So if there are some true crime, people in here, I know Predator Nation was on, had made a comment, I know other ones that are on here, crime scenes, obsessed, crime stories obsessed, anybody that wants to, please forward this to your channels. Anybody that has a decent following, or anybody that just has their channel in general for people to view, please just forward this. I'd really like to get the number up to at least 2,000 to get a good, reliable number. And I think with 2,000, it kind of pushes us past all of the people that, think that they're guilty. I want everybody from all different areas of life and things to answer this poll. Again, it really is trying to get accuracy and truth to be told. So it's not something to hook people up on, but it is something that I'm truly trying to get some information, some real data. So anybody that's out there that has a good following, please share this. I'd like to get some good data. We can all use it. I don't mind you showing it on your channels either. But it is very interesting, and I'd like to, uh, explore this. And I just feel like 564 people are just not enough data to explore. I'd like it to go above 2,000, but I would like to get, my target is 2,000 votes on here. So again, any community help to get that, to meet that goal, that would be great. That would be great. Good morning, all. Good morning. Yeah. Well, some people do, but I think it was just the way she did it. She's in the very front row. She's slouched over. She's got her hoodie over her face. It was just she if you watch the whole video, she didn't want to be there. It looked like she was forced to be there, and she's like, "Well, if I got to go, I'm just going to sleep." That kind of attitude. It wasn't that she fell asleep from, a preacher boring her to death. She just didn't want to be there. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But there's some other stuff coming out that I think is going to blow everybody's mind. There really is. And I'm going to keep my mouth shut about that. I'll let those things come out. But again, my insider information is I would be watching Jonathan Lee Rich's page. I would be watching his page. So, um, at any rate, we were going over last week, we were going over the work that we had done on the Summer Wells case. We went through episode 1 and episode 2 on Olivia's page. And then, as many of you know, Jonathan actually released an uncut, unedited version of our meeting with Allie, her mom, and her grandmother. And I have to say, I forgot a lot of what we discussed because when we were there in front of them, we were all having our own conversations with people, different people. And when we got our recordings, it was crazy because you could overhear other people's conversations. Some of the stuff didn't come in. We're all trying to keep one person, answering questions to that. I can't remember who was in front of me. I don't know if it was Allie or not. And I actually called Allie Kim when I first got there. I didn't even know her name was Allie. It was crazy. And I've got a interview of an hour and 6 minutes. So if you guys want to watch it, it's a little, it does have a lot of Jonathan's video in it, but this is, it also has my video in it where I was talking to other people, and you can hear clearly the questions that are coming out of my mouth, and primarily the one that was dealing with Candace, the relationship between Candace and H. So we will be running that, I think, tomorrow. You know what? Actually, as a matter of fact, let me look. I wish I had two screens on this computer. Let me look up this computer. I think I have a meeting tomorrow. So if I do, we're going to have to go early, or I'm going to have to step out of the meeting in between this stuff. Okay, government meetings and agendas. Current coming agendas. Sorry, guys. We'll let that check through and then we'll figure it out. Good morning, all. Our little town has been fighting a wildfire all night. Wow. Sorry to hear that. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I do have a regular meeting tomorrow. It starts at 9. So we will be wrapping up here tomorrow at around 8. So for the folks that are going to be visiting with us, we're probably going to start our meeting tomorrow around 6 a.m. And which reminds me, as soon as I get done here, I've got to look at this agenda and go through it and make my comments. And then I'll start looking into the Delphi Indy murders. So I'll be right back. I have to rewind and listen to what I missed. Oh, Pixie, you didn't miss much. We just talked over the poll that I did last night. I want that poll shared. So if anybody has an audience or just wants to share it with friends, please do so. We're trying to get the poll number up to at least 2,000 to get us a more accurate voting number on there. We want to make sure that poll is as accurate as possible. So even the haters out there that do not like me, let's, push that poll around. And, I think it'll be beneficial for all of us to have accurate information related to this case. So I'm very pleased. There was a note in there from Predator Nation, and it sounds like he's now on the fence. I know that have been a few people that have been on the fence for a while, and they're kind of getting tipped. They're kind of starting to see the reality of the situation and the impossibility of this just being a normal run-of-the-mill abduction or a child just being lost. There's more to it than that. And, when you look back on it, the only explanation is the last person that saw her, which, appears to be Candace. But don't forget, we still have not determined conclusively that Don was at work the entire time. We haven't. I have been able to confirm that he showed up to work. I know he left. I don't know what time he left. He says it was for lunch, but I don't personally know that. I have not found a fast food joint that can confirm that he's been by. I haven't found a convenience store that can confirm that he has been by. I don't know what he was doing. I have no idea. So, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah. I think a lot of people have. I know that my perception was, especially they were so hooked up. I think the very thing that got me at the very beginning of this case, when you first hear about it, you see the beautiful young baby's face pop up on TV, and it's, there's been a child abducted. There's been a child abducted. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, those parents, what they must be going through, how heartbreaking. You hear all this stuff. And then you start realizing right away that law enforcement didn't do a media presence with them, that this child, you start seeing some parents talk. I mean, one of the telltale signs, for me personally, and yes, do people make mistakes? Of course they do, but it's the constant past tense. That was the one of the most glaring, as we progressed through this case and as we watched it unfold in the public spotlight, and as people like me went out there and talked to people and was really interested in knowing the truth, about what happened and really seeking the truth. you know our perception of what happened has changed slightly, but the key players involved have not. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, the people that we thought had something to do with it were the people we thought had some outside of that initial, oh my gosh, the poor parents, her family, they must be missing her. Then you start digging in, and then you start looking, and then you start seeing, and then you start your ears, you're like, what? That doesn't sound right. Why isn't she breaking down? Why isn't she pleading for the person that she thinks abducted her child to be returned home? Why isn't she constantly calling Summer by her name and pleading with the person that they've been at from day one, have stated that they know beyond a reasonable doubt that somebody went to their property and abducted their child. They said that from day one. Why aren't they on thing? Whoever has our daughter, whoever has Summer, our baby Summer, and it's very important that you use their name over and over and over again, because it's making whoever took her identify that child as someone. It's connecting that child to their abductor, so that abductor will think twice about hurting them or harming them, or killing them, or something of that nature. So you're constantly told to use their name. They they kept using, they used Summer or her, and she was, and all this past tense language, and you know it just, something just didn't start sitting right with me. And so we were looking into it, but at this time, we were dealing with Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, and the possibility, and of course the computer with the videos just shut down. I told you, it's so unreliable. I'm so thankful for this MacBook Pro. So you're about to see, I'll show you. You're going to see it drop, and just, oh, yeah, it already dropped. I can't even put it up because it's already shutting down. Anyways, we're thankful that we don't have to worry about that anymore, about the show just dropping and nothing happened. But anyways, getting back to that. But then you just started seeing these inconsistencies with what they were saying and how they were saying it. And Don kept trying to profess and convince to me personally on the phone and otherwise that their story has not changed. And it's like, Don, the only portion of your story that has not changed is the fact you think she's abducted. all the details, all those fine details explaining your day and everything like that they're not the same. They're not the same. I'm going to try to pull this back up. This might hurt you guys' ears. I'm going to try to get it fixed just as quickly as possible. I do apologize. We'll see how it works. Let's see how it works. Where's my StreamYard? All right, let's see if I can get this in without killing your ears. I think I did it. We'll see. Okay, sorry. Yes, we are going to go to Jonathan's page. I got to say, he picked up on where this was going, what has been said in public, and he went through his database. I still have my portion of that interview, but he went through his database and got that interview and put that out so people could hear some of the stuff that we discussed. And you'll hear Allie's mom actually say that she witnessed Candace and Don both feeding alcohol to all of her children. She would just tip them out the bottle, is what was said. Tip them out the bottle. It means you just take the bottle and put it up to their lips and let them drink. So they're getting their children started way, way, way too young on the alcohol. Do you want to come up and tell me a little bit about your story? I've got a pen and paper here, and quite honestly, I'm going to Georgia next week. So this might be an opportunity for me to be able to do some due diligence on this, since I am going to Georgia next week. I'll drop a link if you have any information and you would like to share it with me. I'm happy to assist you. Or if not, then Capricorn 82, put that in the subject line and you can send me an email at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. And here's the links to the to here. So I understand. I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I'm sorry to hear that, but I am interested in looking. Like I said, I am going out to Georgia. Many of people know that even if I go out for a leisurely trip of any kind, I always find work while I'm out in the area in which I am visiting. So I always find work to do and a story to tell, no matter where I go in this United States of America. And it's kind of funny because people are like, "Oh, she uses her." Trust me, right now, even for our Michigan trip, we've been able to collect $150 toward it. Our budget is now down to $1,600, which brings me to the next thing. If anybody wants to help sponsor us, it's 4 of us. It's Olivia, her mother, Jonathan, and myself. We're heading to Michigan for a work trip at the end of April, beginning of May. We've already got $150 toward our trip. Our goal is another $1,600. Our total goal is $1,750 for this trip. So if anybody would like, and Jennifer, if you could just show me your face real quick. I can barely see it. Okay. $450, excuse me, $1,750 for the trip total. We've got 150. Our new budget, our new balance is 1,600. So anybody down below at the scrolling screen, that is our Venmo, our PayPal, and our Cash App. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. You can go ahead and turn your camera off. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring Jennifer up and we'll just sit and chit chat. Hello, dear.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. Yes, I have a friend. Her name is Monisha Leaf. She's a mother.
Let me write this down. I'm going to take some notes while you sit there. And could you spell that for me?
It's Monisha.
Okay.
And Leaf, Leath.
L-E.
A-T-H.
Okay. So Monisha Leith.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how old is she?
She is 20. No, hold on. 32.
32. And tell me a little bit about, and you said she disappeared in Georgia. When did she disappear in Georgia?
It's been, I can't remember the exact date. I have to go back and look at the
Mhm.
picture. It's been almost a month.
Okay,
And
so it's recent.
sister's name is Jackie Leith.
And who's
And
Jackie Leith?
hi,
Who's Jackie Leith? You broke up right when you said that.
sister.
Oh, her sister. Okay.
And I have spoken with her and told her that I was going to reach out to YouTube, and she told me that was fine, because she was last seen between Polk and Floyd County, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and where she was recently living at is Cave Springs, Georgia, which that is Floyd County, but right at Polk County.
Gotcha.
And so
And
it's
who was she last, to the best of your knowledge, who was she last seen with?
her husband. I do not know this man. I think she recently married him, and from what her sister said, Jackie, is that she was talking about leaving him.
Okay.
And she's a mother.
Did her sister express any violence, domestic violence in the relationship?
I think there probably was. She said there was concerns of her needing to get out of the relationship.
Gotcha.
See, she was a bridesmaid in my wedding, which I'm not married to the man anymore, but so she's been close to the family for many years. My two younger boys' cousin was married to her.
Gotcha.
So
I'm gonna put something up on the page. Can you see you can see our screen. You can see me and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you confirm that this is that her?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is the missing person right here that she is referring to. Oh, she's beautiful.
Yes, she is. And she's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Never leave her girls. Never.
Right.
And
how many children does she have?
she's got 3 girls.
Wow.
And like her girls are her life.
Right. Right.
Her sister said that she felt something was wrong, and she called her phone, and her husband answered and said that she was inside the store. I think it tells you that on that right there, that she was inside the store, that she would call her back. Well, she never received that call, but she did receive a call from her daughter's after school care program saying that she never came to pick her daughters up, and she has not been seen or heard from since then.
Gotcha. And who actually reported her missing?
I believe her sister did, Jackie.
So that's a little odd. Law enforcement looks at that when they realize there's a husband and it's the other family members that are reporting her missing.
Right.
That doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on the husband half of it.
Not at all. But no other information has been released to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe any. And I told her, I said, if you get any searches together, let me know. I'll be there. And I don't think any of that's going on. That's why I told her, look, I'm going to reach out and try to get her name out there. You never know when somebody is watching that is close by that may have seen her or anything, have any type of information.
Or have any information even about the husband and his whereabouts.
Exactly.
At this point, that would be my concern, is where he was, because clearly he said she was in the store when he answered her phone. Therefore, he's implying himself that the last person that saw her was him. So It makes you wonder where, and I hope that they told law enforcement that, and law enforcement went and pulled, security and surveillance footage of the store that she was supposedly at, so they can confirm proof of life at that time when he stated.
Exactly. But I'm not sure. I haven't.
I understand.
I didn't, I'm not wanting to
You're
Mother
wanting to bring awareness, but you're not wanting to step on the family's
everybody's
toes. I
toes.
understand. I deal with
Right.
this quite a bit. So
Yes.
I am interested in, speaking with your friend Jackie. I'm
Okay.
very interested, and it'll be off. It won't be on a live. I appreciate you coming on here to tell us about this case. I did grab some notes. I will
Yes.
look into this since this is, new, and I'm actually going to be going to Georgia. Today's Monday, so I'm like leaving for Georgia in a couple, like probably tomorrow or Wednesday morning,
Okay.
and I won't be back here until next Monday.
Okay.
So, I if I'm out there, if you ever see any of the work that we do a lot of due diligence. So
Yes.
if I get an opportunity to do that due diligence while I'm already out there, it saves me time and money at the end
Yes.
of the day. So. But definitely would like to speak to Jackie Leith. If you can reach out to her and have her send me an email
I sure will.
bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I just want to and tell her that we're not going live with her phone call. I just would like to, I need to speak with her, about some more details, and obviously give my, let her know that I'm here for her.
I,
So, but I would love to help.
I thank you so much, and I know she'll appreciate it.
All right, hon. Thanks so much and for bringing
Thank,
this to our attention. Thank you.
thank you. Bye bye.
So there you go, folks. This is a missing, and this is, this at the end of the day is why we do the work that we do. We try to help. We try to lend what we're able to do. And it's not that we say we replace law enforcement. We could never do that. Law enforcement has their job, and they do it very, very well. But we bring exposure, and as many of you guys know, even though law enforcement, they like to keep things under wraps, they like to do that for a variety of reasons, especially when it comes to going to court. But we, investigative journalists, citizen journalists, gonzo journalists, whatever it may be, we go out there. It's journalism, and we are protected, and we're able to find that information to an extent, as you heard from James Higdon, that was subpoenaed by the Obama administration to talk about the cornbread mafia. He went over and through some of the things that he had to go through when trying to exercise his credentials relating to his sources, because we should be protected to protect our sources. So anyways, long story short is, it's stuff like this when people come up and say, hey, we have a missing person. Here we are able, she just came in today. We're able to put her face on the screen. And, this will be seen just on this page alone. This will be seen by at least 2,000 people that will share it with other people. And, this may spark other creators to do a story about her. So this is why we do the work that we do is these things right here. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing, Manisha, with us. If I'm saying her name right. I always like to say names right, and because my name is Andra, and I have been called every name besides Andra most of my life. So it's crazy. Good morning. Good morning, Ash. Good morning. So getting back over to Summer's case, yeah, it just, something just never sat right with me after their appearance. You know what it was? I think what got me is their lack of emotion. That very first interview with Summer Wells, when they were interviewing it, Don and Candace, they were right there, right next to each other. And I'm like, they're not acting right. They are too cool. They were cool as a cucumber. Their 5-year-old daughter is missing, and they are not freaking the F out. That's what got me. That's when I started saying, that's when I started listening to that gut and saying, this is not smelling right. There's more to the story. There's more to the story. I remember thinking that when I saw that. I remember saying, what's wrong with these parents? Cool as a cucumber. Go back and watch that. Go back and watch that interview. Cool as a cucumber. And then using past tense. And when I started seeing their body language, it's not something, and many of you know, I'm not trained on body language. I'm trained on common sense. I'm trained on street smarts. I've had a lot of experiences in my life that give me the ability to see through BS. Many of you guys have too. And when I see it, it's like, I don't know what it is. Whenever I see it, it's just like these sirens going off, lights are going off, bells and whistles are going off. And it's like, woo, 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 woo. All this chaos is going off in my head saying, something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right. Look into this. And I trust that over the years, I've trusted my thoughts. I've trusted my gut, and it's never led me wrong. You know, what's led me wrong is when I didn't trust what I was feeling and I kept going to do it. If many of you know, go back and watch my coming into 2022. Like I had all these signs saying, don't leave the house, just stay home. Guess what? I left the house and I had one of the worst nights I think I've had in a really long time. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I went to a party way too early and I didn't feel like sitting around for an hour. So I went over to a friend's house, blah, 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 blah. But when I left, when I was heading out of town, I saw a dog get hit by a car. And that was like, I was already leaving. And I'm like, you know what? Something's telling me in my gut to stay home. And then when I'm getting toward the bridge to go over to Pinellas, I see this dog get hit and killed. And I'm like, that's not what I need to see going out of 2020, 2021. And something's telling me, Andrea, just turn this car around and go home. This is your telltale sign of just turn the car around and go home. It didn't. And I even remember saying to myself, I know I need to go home, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to regret not turning around and going home. I remember saying that to myself. Delphi. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Pineapple. Thank you. Yeah, I think everybody's does, and not just hers. I mean, we have other children out there that have suffered gravely, like Summer. There are still many people out there that are currently suffering gravely, like Summer. And so we just want to bring, I think she brought awareness, you know, she really brought awareness to the despicable things that go on. And to think that these parents collected money. I mean, when we find out the truth, guys, I hate to tell you, we're going to all be so sickened. We're going to be sickened and we're going to be angry. I really believe so. We are going to be angry. And for those that were hook, line, and sinker into this Candace and Dawn stuff, you guys are going to feel so angry and manipulated by the creators that you chose to trust. I'm just saying. You know, do what you will. I always err on the side of caution. I always go out and really work very hard. So I make sure that I'm on the right side of the argument. Do I make mistakes? Of course, I'm human. I make mistakes often. You know, am I a perfect Christian? Of course not. That's why I need God. You know, there's no perfect in any of us. There's no perfect in me. There's no perfect in you. There's no perfect in the Wells parents, and quite in Summer's parents. And quite frankly, I could be more receptive and more accepting if they just came out and said, "Look, we screwed up raising our children. We did a despicable job. I've had children taken from me because I didn't know what I was doing, and still clearly do not know what I'm doing. But what I can tell you is that I love my baby daughter, Summer. And what I can tell you is we just want her to come home. And anybody with any information out there, you know, please provide it to us. We need to bring our baby girl home. And if you say it and continue to say it and show that you are bearing all for your child, I think you would have more support. But when you're acting like a fool and on YouTube drinking alcohol, going on these drunken rants, not speaking of Summer, talking about Summer will always be close to our heart, talking about Summer will always be with me, talking about things in a spiritual life, in the afterlife, we know You know, we know, right? And it's very frustrating to hear this. And I got to tell you, since my December trip, that was 6 months after Summer went amiss, 6 months. Don had been, and I wasn't the first one he did this to. Don had been expressing he will never see his daughter again, that he knows his daughter is dead. How do you know that, Don? He couldn't explain that to me. He couldn't explain that to me. Something happened and they know what happened. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. And nobody has been able to change my mind yet. Bring me some factual, you know what? In all fairness, if somebody, even Candace, wanted to come up on here and express and explain her side of the story, I would give them the platform. I would be very respectful and give them the platform to hear the opposing side. I would. I'm not a Neanderthal. You know what I'm saying? I would give them, and I would respect them, and actually respect them more because they decided to come up here and provide respectful opposition and state their story. Does that make sense? But every time Candace has to go on the record, she duck bobs and weaves. And I have a problem with that when you're missing a 6-year-old child. Just saying. I have a problem with that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, all. Good morning. Sweet pineapple. Good morning. Good morning. So we got 253 people, no, 250 people in here live right now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page. We work very hard for you to be up to date on information. Do we go on some tangents here and there? Of course we do, but I thought Manisha Leith was important. She just disappeared a month ago, and we were able to give her a few minutes. And for anybody else that's missing a loved one out there, if you come to this page and you get my attention, I'm happy to bring awareness to your loved one that is missing. Yeah, and you're right. And every time, like even Grandis never came out because Don took over the script, right? He's the one that was been running this script that he developed from out the gate. And now that he's in jail, somebody's got to pick up the baton. The problem is you didn't train the people that had to pick up the baton to run with it, because you were the one that had to do it, and you had to do it all by yourself. Because if you didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done. I already see that mentality in Don Wells, right? So he didn't train his predecessor, right? He didn't train him. He didn't train him on the script well enough. They should have been doing, script training and practice training and, all the stuff that we do when we go into sales. Like I've been in sales most of my life. I've been in sales with health insurance, long-term care, annuities. I've been in sales related to homes. I have been in sales for for many years. I've been in sales. And one of the things that we did was, practice. We would record ourselves. We would role play. We would get the script down, right? That's what it talks. You always sell the sizzle, not the steak, right? That's what we were taught. And so you have to practice that. And he didn't do that with Candace or Grandis. So what did they do? The first opportunity that they had to go out and speak about this case, they fumbled it all up. They started talking about Grandis now taking a nap. When did Grandis have time to take a nap? From the time that Candace put the knee brace on her, in that 2 minutes that she walked back to the house and realized Summer was gone? Is that when she had her nap? Because they have explained this entire day, and not one moment is there time to take a 20 or 30-minute nap. When did this come into play? What portion of the story are you going to take out to fit that nap in? So they didn't stay to the script. Big problem. And they didn't stay to the script because they just had to come out. They had to. They couldn't just let Ronnie Lawson say, oh, they're not cooperating and they've lawyered up. Just let it roll. They couldn't do it. They had to come out and call the sheriff a liar. And you know what? It sank their battleship, because now we know who's really lying here. Again, Candace was just on Predator Nation, just literally the day before, talking about her attorneys got this shit. Right? And so Predator at Predator Nation heard this whole conversation, was laughing with her about how her attorneys got this. And then the very next day, Ronnie Lawson comes out about how they're uncooperative and they've lawyered up. I'm sure alarm bells had to be going off in his head saying, she was talking about the attorneys yesterday. She sure was. And then when they came out because of Ronnie Lawson, and then gives this story, she wouldn't come on, so she did a letter, and you could see all the positives with Chris McDonough and Steve Johnson went through that whole handwriting breakdown, which was really informative. And then you turn around and then you have Grandis coming out and somewhere she fell asleep through all this chaos that went on throughout the day. And most likely never even went out to the water hole, which we were told she was out the gate. And it just makes me wonder now that these allegations, and I know, many of you know, I love Allie. I know some people in here don't believe her, and that's okay. That you're right. It is. Everybody can believe what they want to. And so can I. And I can like who I want to. Right? And I can tell you that when I interviewed her and spoke with her, she didn't appear, she didn't, I call people out, even people I interview. I think they're lying about this. I think they're lying about that. And Allie and her family, they were just saying it like it is. And I love that. It's refreshing. And I know if anything happened to her son in Candace's care, that's on Candace. But her mom and her grandmother, they believe it too. So, Allie might be in denial, and that's okay. She's a mom. She doesn't want to think anybody would hurt her child, and especially somebody that she entrusted with her child. So now that some stuff's going on, we don't know what happened. We are assuming what happened based upon information. But I have to say that at this point, and Allie, if you're watching, I'm sorry, girl. I'm really sorry. But I'm all about corroborating information. And I have to say, at this point, if you haven't filed a complaint against Candace, I would. Because, the information that I got and the information that continues to be corroborated by additional people are saying that something happened. And it makes me wonder, were they at the water hole by themselves? Did they let Summer, it keeps going back to this drowning that I keep thinking that they have. Of course, Michelle After Dark wants to put the drowning to bed, but I'm still not quite there yet. Something happened at that water hole. We don't know what it was. And it could it have went like this? Could Hunter and Candace been doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and Summer walk up on them, and Candace got really angry and shook her or pushed her and didn't mean to push her that hard? I mean, it just seems like something happened at that water hole. If it wasn't a drowning, something else. I'm sorry. You can feel it. Like it's just crazy. I could be wrong. And I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Some of the times I am. So. Oh my goodness. I'm tired. Got up way too early this morning. So anyways, let me just go ahead and pull this back up. Sorry about that, guys. I'm yawning all over you. All right, so getting over here, we've done a lot, man. I keep going back. Our team, with Olivia, Jonathan, and Mom, we've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of good, solid work. Diving into this case, and we all have strengths and weaknesses, and Jonathan is just one of the smartest. People have their opinions of Jonathan, and that's their opinions to have. But I got to tell you, I'm very blessed to be working with him. He's one of the, well, most humble people I've ever worked with. I mean, he truly is very humble. A lot of people don't know that about him. Uh, you know, he's outgoing, but he's also very reserved. And even though he looks like he's the life of the party, he's the kind of guy that goes out there, gets the great pick, and then goes over in the corner and chills out, with a Coke or sweet tea or something like that. He's just but he's very laser focused on the mission. He's a workaholic. And without him, a lot of the stuff that we do would not be possible. It really wouldn't. He's the one that helped us find Allie. He's the one that helped us find Dudley. He's the one that helped us find where Don was working. I mean, this man is amazing at what he does. And, I'm thankful that he's taken his gift and used it for the good. And I think everybody out there needs to understand that, people can make mistakes in life. Many of the people that out there criticize other people have made some crucial mistakes in their life that sent them in a spiral, or made them deal, whether it was a love relationship, whether it was a relationship, whether it was not completing schooling or something like that. People make mistakes. Some are a little worse than others, and everybody has the right to correct that mistake. And I just want to give a big shout out, because I think Jonathan Lee Riches, aka JLR, has really done that in his life, and we are blessed to have him on our team. Period. He's a good guy, guys. He really is. No matter what you think. He got arrested one time, so what? He paid for his crime, and he's turned his life over to God. And he has done. Did he do some radical things? Yes, of course he did. He was acting out. He was also exposing a lot too. A lot of people didn't realize a lot of the stuff that he did was exposing and pushing people to their core to break. For example, when he was out in front, some news reporter thought he was a family member of some guy, and he's like, yeah. He couldn't believe that they didn't even do their due diligence to confirm that. He exposed them. He exposed them for wanting to get the news out there so quickly without doing their due diligence. And it's really what it boiled down to. So, what everybody's opinion is of him, I think he's a good guy. I'm lucky to work with him. And guess what? I'm the one that has to work with him, not you guys. So, okay. Megan Thompson. The boyfriend is named Randy Linder. He spoke Fox 13. I looked in the court. He said he was arrested. Okay. So, is this Randy Linder? Is this for Monisha? I can't. Sorry, I'm probably butchering her name. I do apologize. I will get the proper pronunciation. Let me write this down. Okay. He was arrested for battery for. So is he in jail currently? Yeah, I'm curious about what you think they were fooled about. No, I'm sorry. My family is South. And I'm sorry. Mama breaks. There's only so much face you can keep before you have the breakdown. Until I've watched people strong and stay strong for the camera but there is always a break. There is always a break. And then once that break happens, you can't control those tears. You can't control them in public, out of public. You do not need to cry on cue. You do not need to cry on cue. It just happens. Exactly. You see the difference when you, And that's what people need to start paying attention to. If you're going to watch true crime and you're going to start taking sides on what's right and wrong and everything, you need to look at what innocent people look like and what guilty people look like. Are there some guilty people that are going to play innocent? And are there some innocent people that may appear guilty? Yes, they're outliers. Those are what we call outliers. But for the most part, in normal people, in normal, respects, not everybody's going to act the same, but there's always that break. And I've seen it. One of my friends lost her brother, and she was so strong until the day that we had his celebration of life. And it was something that was just I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It was horrible. When that break happened, it was horrible, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop. And even though she could bring her brother's name up and not cry and stay strong and everything, after that break happened, no matter what, every time she brings up her brother's name, she gets a little teary-eyed and is taken aback. And so that's the problem we're having. There was no break. There was no break. These people just keep consuming so much. And, it's I don't know. I just can't, for the life of me, I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. Even like everybody's telling you that your reactions aren't normal. And instead of, if you really are trying to play the victim, show the victim. But you haven't even done that. And people are still hook, line, and sinker that you're the victim. The only victim here are those children, Summer and her brothers, period. Those are the only victims, and there's other victims in the wake of this tragedy. There's other victims in the wake of the Wells, and that's all the ancillary people. That's the neighbors. That's the the Hunters, the Alleys, the Dudleys of this case. They are also victims, but the main primary victims directly of the Wells are their children. They are a danger to their children. They have always been a danger to their children. Candace has been a danger to her children, so much so that Wisconsin knew that and removed those children and never gave them back. And I have a funny feeling the state of Tennessee is removing those children and they will never go back. Look how she's acting a fool. Unless she does a complete 180 and changes her whole entire life and changes people, places, and things, and goes and gets help for her addictions. Yes, addictions, plural. She will never have a fighting chance of getting her children back. And if the state of Tennessee even remotely considered giving those children back right now in her condition, there would be a protest of massive protest. Because I'm sure people would literally be flying in to fight for those boys. And they may actually be flying in from all over the world. I don't think Tennessee is that stupid. I just don't. So we can just say that the boys are safe right now. We don't want to bring Summer home, as Alexandra had put it so perfectly. We want to bring her back safe. But we are also realizing that, we're crossing over in a few weeks to 10 months that Summer Wells has been missing. And the idea that she's coming back safe seems very unreal. So thank you, Anissa. Stephanie, I hope you feel better. I know we're a little behind in not too far, just about 20 minutes. Well, I've been getting kind of conflicting information on that. I actually, someone told me in a comment on a post that they believe I have not done any due diligence around this. So this is just a statement I'm making. It's not my statement. It's just what somebody had told me. I want to make sure that I clarify that right now. that Candace actually was playing a prank. Again, why would you be pranking anybody when your daughter's missing? Like, you have better things to deal with than trying to elude people. And she did it. So apparently, Don's stepsister, Candace was on the phone with Don's stepsister, and I believe somebody said that she may have brought it up to Don's stepsister during a phone call prank with her, that it was the Cornbread Mafia. And I think that's how it got back to um, in information with Dr. Phil, because somebody had reiterated that phone conversation with Candace, and I think that when she heard it out loud, it terrified her, and that's why she ripped it off. That's just one possibility. I cannot confirm that. If somebody knows whether that is true or not, I'd like to know. But that's just what somebody had posted about how Cornbread Mafia got brought into this. I thought it was Don telling Dr. Phil in a questionnaire type of thing, but apparently it may have been another member of the family that told Dr. Phil when they were doing the research for questionings for the parents. So just a little information about that. I don't know whether true or not. We have almost 300 people in here right now watching. If you guys would please kindly go out and like this program today, I greatly appreciate it. We want to get that up to at least 100. We are almost there, but just need a little more help. Thank you. And as always, this is the number one seller on our merch site. This is the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club in the mornings. And if you would like to help sponsor this club, so to speak, this channel, this is a great way to do it. Please don't forget to go by the merch site and purchase your official Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club mug for our morning meeting. Sure. Give me guys, just give me a second here. I'm gonna go and see if I can pull up my email. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. All right, here we go. I'm sure this is you. So we also have Martina Rowland, California, LA area, 22 years old. Last seen March 5th, 2022. So if anybody has seen this missing person, you are asking, I don't know if it has a phone number on here. Hold on, let me open this up. I would recommend, if it doesn't, to put a phone number on here for people to call, but please contact LAPD. Anybody that has seen this person, this young woman, can reach out to the LAPD. Just Google search their number if you have any information related to Martina Rowland. And one of these pictures, it appears that she is pregnant, so obviously has children. So we are trying to help to find this missing person, and hope she's found. It's sad. It's sad. Yeah, me too. And that has been my experience with Don. You know, I deal with a lot of, I've dealt with a lot of narcissists and manipulators in my life. And I just saw it and I could see it. And especially when we went to his work and we had both Don and Candace literally shaking. Like they weren't shaking when we got there. They were frustrated and angry. And then we got to telling them what we thought the truth was. What we thought the truth was. And Candace and Don's face and the looks that they had on them, and Candace's hand going to shaking, I knew we were on to something. I knew. And I remember looking Don, I said, Candace is not this smart, Don. You know who she would have called? She would have called you. You know where Summer is. She knows where Summer is. Where is Summer? Everybody's like, oh, she's an alcoholic. It's alcoholic shakes. Well, if there was alcoholic shakes, those shakes should have been happening before we got there. It should have been happening during our conversation. And it shouldn't have been happening when we started accusing them of what they did. I mean, her hand just went to shaking. She couldn't even hold her phone. She couldn't even hold her phone straight. Her hand was shaking so bad. Olivia's got it on a movie. We will be watching it. We will be watching it. Actually, we might go ahead and switch gears now. Andrew, look back at my message from earlier. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I think, oh, you must have wrote that before I had Candace as uncoachable. And that might be the problem. That might be the problem. And maybe that's why Don's been so mad, is because she's on YouTube. He knows how she is. He knows she's gonna F it up. She will F it up. Yes, she will. Let's see. Back here. Let's get caught up. Breaking news. Yeah. Not really necessarily breaking news, but it's definitely some unexpected news. I need to find out. Let's see if he won't break it on my, hate when that happens. So let's just go on. I'm going to go on ahead over to Olivia's page. If I can get my mouse to work. This mouse, no. There we go. This mouse. I need to get an external mouse or something. This mouse on this computer is just one of the updates I did. So let me go over to the Chronicles of Olivia. I want to go ahead and play just with you guys, just briefly. Let me make sure I don't have any more major questions in here. Yeah, I do. I believe they've been working on it for a while. It's just at this point, I believe, listen, I believe TBI obviously and law enforcement are competent. I am frustrated. My frustration lies. My frustration lies with law enforcement, with the fact that they have crimes unrelated to the disappearance of Summer Wells that they could have arrested these parents on, so they didn't get to live in luxury, so they didn't get to be able to party and drink and live their life while their poor daughter was missing. And my frustration has always been, they have enough to arrest these parents on. What are they waiting for? They don't need, like, separate cases are separate cases, right? So, for example, you can have a case of negligence, child cruelty, child abuse. It doesn't negate or stop the prosecution from later charging them with another negligence, cruelty, or endangerment charge. And so it just upsets me. Or for that matter, they've got enough evidence that she contributed the delinquency of a minor with Hunter. Why is she not charged with that? Why is she not charged with that? And so these are things that could literally be holding them in jail on and providing them pressure to break. When you have somebody living high on the hog and life is great, they're going to keep their mouth shut because they don't want anything happening. You start pressuring them, you might get them to break. But at this point, they've done F that up too. Now, if they go to jail, they ain't getting squat. They ain't getting squat. So that's where my frustration lies. That's where my frustration lies. Is they should have done it at the beginning. These parents should have been arrested immediately. They should have been thrown in jail as soon as they found out that there was alcohol given to Hunter. Candace should have been arrested and thrown in jail. They should have went back and looked at all the stuff that happened on that hill that Don and Candace had not been charged with that should have, and charged them with those things and put them but their butts in jail. That's what they should have done. What these children lived through was horrific. These law enforcement officers were in that house within hours of her supposedly disappearing. They saw the environment. They saw the condition. They themselves are the witness to the neglect, endangerment, and child cruelty. So it's frustrating for me that they are allowed to stay out. We had to work our butt off to make sure that Don went to jail. And they still have Candace, which I believe is the most despicable parent that walks this earth, damn near close to it. She's already been Mother of the Year, right? By having her children taken away from her in Wisconsin. But no, she decides to do a do-over. And what did she do? The same damn kind of stuff that she did that had her other children taken away. Clearly, it's not clicking for her. You've got to actually cook, clean, and take care of children in order to keep your children. But Candace, just take my advice. Just get it all taken out. You do not never, ever, ever need to breed another child again. It's not fair to that child. Do yourself a favor and just get it all taken out. Don't ever have to worry about breeding or giving birth to another child, because I'm telling you, you will F them up like you have done every single child that you have squirted out of your business. If you love your children, do your children a favor and never have another one again. Service announcement. Guys, we have somebody on here. Hold on. Thank you. Let me pull some information up. Okay. Hi, Jackie. Thank you for coming on. I just heard about your sister.
Yes.
You might want to mute the YouTube, or we're going to get some back.
I am. I'm doing it now. Yes.
So, somebody watches this channel and has brought to our attention that your beautiful sister, I mean, I'm looking at her, she has disappeared. How do you pronounce her name?
Monisha.
Monisha, okay. And she told me that she disappeared in the last month, and I believe this here actually says, so February 24th was the last time. Can you tell me a little bit about your sister?
She's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
She had 3 beautiful girls who are with me. She's a twin. She's an amazing mother. Amazing. Her daughters are like her best friends to her. Like I said, she would never leave them like this. Never.
What's
She's
the
very.
husband's name?
I'm sorry.
What's the husband's name?
Joseph Jones.
How long have they been together?
Not too long. Probably sometime last year, about, I'm gonna say about August, maybe August. Not too long.
Gotcha. You're her sister. Tell me.
I'm her oldest sister.
Tell me what you know about their relationship, if you can.
Um, it wasn't much that we knew about him. It was just the vibes that when she did bring him around, we didn't like his vibes or whatever. Um, what we know so far, like he had anger issues or whatever. He just got out of prison from 10 years, doing 10 years. She met him at her job. She's a manager at Bojangles. She met him at her job. One of the friends had hooked them up or whatever. Next thing you know, they was together. She moved them in her place, with short notice. Um, she had mentioned to me that she moved them in, and I was telling her to take her time with him. Next thing you know, boom, they're in a rush to get married and stuff, and they got married. Like I said, it wasn't too much we had knew about him besides he was Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know all his family like that. I met his family, well, his brother. I used to work with his brother at this distribution place.
What's his brother's name?
AJ Jones. I don't know his real name. I just know he goes by AJ Jones.
Gotcha, no worries.
And he have a mother who lives like a couple streets around from me or whatever. I don't know her like that.
Mm-hmm.
But my sister was telling me how they didn't like her or whatever. Like she was showing me text message was saying that she wasn't too good for him or this, that, and the third or whatever. And my sister is an amazing woman. Amazing woman.
Gotcha.
She went.
What was he in jail for?
I'm sorry. This past time or
Yeah, the 2 years. You said he had just gotten out of jail from doing a 2-year stint. What was he in jail for?
The 10. So far I know he did burglary and cruelty to children. It was a list. I didn't get to really see it, but I was just hearing about people was saying it that he was in what he was in there for or whatever. Like I said, I didn't really get to see the his charge and stuff, but I know it was a lot.
It was a lot, yeah. And was that in Georgia?
Macon, I think it was. He was in Macon.
And how old is this Joseph?
I think 27. I think that's what when we pull up. I think it's 27.
Gotcha. Yeah, the whole children thing has me kind of a little spooked. Do we know where are her children now?
They're with me.
Okay.
They're at school right now.
How are they doing?
Not so good. They miss their mom. We all do.
Yeah.
They barely get sleep at night or whatever. But
are they in some type of counseling or something? You know, to help
we're
them?
working on getting that too. Yeah,
Okay.
they supposed to. We're working on, especially with her oldest. Her oldest, like her baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's so close to her and stuff. But I'm actually waiting on the agent and all them getting back in touch with me about getting them counseling and stuff.
Okay, good. Well, this is not a good situation, but you know, my primary concern is the children's well-being as well. So, have you had an opportunity? How old is the oldest child?
She's 13.
Have you had an opportunity just to ask her what in the world was going on in the house?
Yes, that's what we took them to the Harbor. It's called Harbor House,
Mm-hmm.
and they talked to the kids one by one. Excuse me. And when they got through talking to the kids, they told me what was said and stuff. They all basically said the same thing and stuff. But I don't talk to them, myself or whatever, and they didn't like him.
Gotcha. So it sounds like he was a rotten egg. Now I heard it was from the gal that came up. I heard it was your family that actually reported her missing and not him.
Yes, Fox 5 had got on, came to me or whatever, and I had got talked to them about it. But yes, we recorded that she was missing.
Okay. And were the children who was taking care of the children when she went missing?
Me.
Okay, so they were in your care. She kind of you pick them up from school and she just disappeared, or did she bring them over to you to watch for a night? And
no, that Thursday the 24th, we all supposed to have got together. That's how it started. We when I kept calling her phone or whatever to see what we gonna meet up or whatever after her niece her daughter Black History program at 6:30. about 5:02 is when he answered her phone, was saying she was in the store, but she never called me back or whatever. By 6:30, I got a call from one of the kids at school program administrator, was saying that my sister haven't come pick her, and they said this is not like her. She used to come pick them up early or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll come pick them up. I'm just around the corner.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I do remember her saying that they were at an after school. Go ahead. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, I asked the kids, I was like, where's your big sister at? And she was already at the program, the Black History program and stuff. So we went down to it and stuff, and I kept calling my sister's phone, was asking her, you know, where you at? Come and get your kids. I got them and stuff, and no response or whatever. So finally, I seen her oldest daughter. She don't perform. See, I couldn't get into the building because it was so packed or whatever. So when I did see her daughter, I was like, you know, her oldest daughter name is Kira. And I was like, Kira, hey, you talk to your mama? And she was like, no. I was like, do you know Joe number? And she was like, no, he got a new phone. I was like, well, keep calling your mom and see if you can get in touch with him. So she didn't respond back to her daughter's phone or whatever. So I didn't want to be in all that traffic. So I had left or whatever for a few minutes or whatever. And then I called my niece. I was like, Kira, hey, you talk to your mom? She was like, no. I was like, okay, I'm on my way back down there to get you and stuff. And she was like, okay. And she wanted to go with her friends, but at that time I wouldn't let her go with her friends because of my sister. You know, we haven't seen my sister, and I was like, you have to get permission from your mom or whatever. I said I wouldn't mind, but right now we gotta look for your mom and see where she at. But we still, like I said,
horrible story. And you know, we try. I mean, this is just the outside looking in. I'm sure you guys have already came up with your thoughts of what might have happened and things like that.
yeah, we just keep getting different things or whatever. We don't got people to read off to us or whatever. But I'm thinking my sister's tied up somewhere, you know what I'm saying, can't get out. That's my thought. Like I said, we don't know exactly what to look at or whatever between Rome and Cedartown, Polk County online and stuff. We been looking and stuff. We just don't know where. But like I said, we just keep hearing different things about her or whatever, you know, like he done choked her and think she don't die. Like I said, we don't want to think negative. Not right now.
Right. You want to always stay positive and stay focused and keep, you know, keep optimistic. I understand completely. When the cops went and questioned Joseph Jones, what did he say happened to your sister? I mean, did they get?
Basically saying she got out the car, but we don't know where. Like, that's not my sister. Yes, the car that they had was in his name, but my sister made the payments. Like, that it was her car. He's supposed to give it to her, but she's not gonna get out that car. Like I said, Rome is small. We know everybody down here. She gonna call somebody, or you know what I'm saying? She gonna get in touch with us. So I don't think my sister got out that car.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, actually, don't tell me on here. I'd like you. There's some information that I'd like, if you can get to me, if you feel comfortable. I'd like you to email me her address, where her and Joseph Jones stayed together, because I do aerial searches. So I'm going to be looking at, you know, potential areas of search, because I'm actually, the reason why I'm wanting information, I was telling your friend, is I'm actually leaving for Georgia in a couple of days. I'm going there for something totally different. But when I'm there, I have several days that I'm not really doing a whole lot, and I always work. So I'm going to be going and seeing somebody for another case to get an interview with them. But if this is in and around the area, I'd like to go out there for a couple days and just poke around and see what I can find out. So, you know, I'm not going to go approach the home or anything like that, but I want to see in conjunction. And it's just because I don't want to fill you in, because I want you to stay optimistic and things of that nature. But I would like to see the area that's in and around where they live.
Right. I understand. And
I'm pretty sure law enforcement has searched and everything like that, but it's just, you know, we've this This sounds so familiar to another case that we did last year, and I mean, literally, so familiar, and it didn't turn out well, and so it was. But we came very close to finding her. She was found, but I just like to see if there's any places that we could help at least signal law enforcement to go to if possible if they haven't looked at it, because is this still being proceeded as a missing person, or have they moved this case to more of a criminal type of case?
Missing person for far as I know.
Yeah. And
Right now the guy's under investigation hold.
okay.
Yes,
So
I
is he
went,
in
like I
jail
said,
or
he's in jail. They have him and they moved him from from Macon to I think DeKalb County.
oh, I will tell you that's good, but it's bad. So if he's being held right now, they're not. I don't know. I don't know how much law enforcement has talked to you guys. Are they keeping you guys up to date?
No, like we don't know nothing besides they don't want to give us no information to mess up the case or whatever. That's all we've been getting told.
And that's what they
But
tell us.
we don't know nothing. Like we don't even know where to look at nothing.
Gotcha. Send me your telephone number at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I'd like to talk to you a little more off. I don't want to be talking to you. I mean, I appreciate you coming on here and telling us a little bit about your sister and a little bit about this case, but there are some things that I'd like to talk to you about that I don't do online.
Okay.
And I'd just like to have a conversation with you privately.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So bullhornbetty@gmail.com is my email. And if you can just drop me you just tell me your telephone number and I'll explain what, you know, what the process is, how this looks. And if this is something that, we can literally put boots on the ground and help you guys try to find a little semblance of some kind of answers, then I will be happy to help. But I'd like to talk to you privately.
Okay. No problem.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much for coming on. And I got to tell you that, the people in here just want you to know that, they're thinking of you. They're praying for you and your family. And they're very sorry that this is going on for you. And, some are even say her name, Monisha. So, I mean, they're really pouring out for you and your family. I just want to let you know that we all are.
Thank y'all. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, Jackie, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. God, I want to cry right now. That's hard. That's hard stuff. Yeah, unexpected change. Unexpected change on here, and a new case. I just want to pull her up again. Let me just pull her up again. I mean, just this beautiful woman, and she's missing and has been missing since February 24th. Always, she's got a 13-year-old daughter, has been in her daughter's life for 13 years, and just up in one day disappears. It's not like her. So we want to lift this family up in prayer. We really do. We need to. I'm kind of lost for words right now. I'm lost for words. But we have enough information to at least dig in a little bit and find out some more information. But this is and I didn't want to say, she doesn't have to give me the specific address of her sister's home, but I wanted, at least crossroads so I can look in and around what is in that area. I always have a theory of something. Once I start looking into it, I always have a theory. So prayers to Jackie, and bless her. Bless her. I should have asked her, and I will find out if they have anything. I'm sure this is being hard on them financially, taking care, especially her taking care of 3 children. And I didn't even ask Jackie if she had any kind of fundraising that we could help, at least bring up. But I will find out from her. She's going to send me an email, and I will get you guys out any information, she's taking on 3 additional children that she wasn't expecting. So I'm sure this is hitting her financially, and we want to help support her as much as possible through this time as we work. So again, guys, I just, this is, it's hard. This stuff is hard. People are missing in this country, and we are trying to bring them and their family a voice. And here is a perfect example. So Monisha, I don't know if it's Cherie Leith, but it's definitely Monisha Leith. So we definitely want to look at that beautiful face. Anybody with any information is asked to call 1-800-597-TIPS, please. She's 5'7", 180 pounds. She has a tattoo on her left hand. And we just really want to put that out. If anybody wants to clip this segment of my live to bring awareness to her, I give anybody and everybody permission to do so. So please, let's get her face. Let's get her stuff out there. The guys, this is in Georgia. So the area Georgia is Polk and Floyd, Georgia. It sounds like Joseph Jones is currently in jail on a hold. It might be Macon jail. I'm not sure. I will look and find out where everything is. We just heard from Monisha's sister, Jackie, another beautiful soul that is just searching for answers. And we want to help try to provide those answers to her. So anyways, guys, we are, I know I'm cutting it a little shy of 2 hours. I apologize that I just want to start digging into this case, if you guys don't mind. So I'm very curious. I want to find some information out for Jackie and her family. So I've got to go do what I've got to go do. I love you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Please don't keep this channel a secret. And we want to, again, bring recognition to Monisha Leith. Today, we want to try to help bring some information. Anybody out there that is watching this that has any information to her whereabouts, if you've seen her, if you've seen Joseph Jones, if you've seen their car, if you've seen her in a store, if you've seen anything in and around February 24th, you are asked to call Georgia Bureau of Investigation. That number is 1-800-597-TIPS, 1-800-597-TIPS. Okay, great. Please email me, and we will see you guys soon. I'm going to start working on this and seeing what information I can dig up. And I'm not sure, we will bring recognition and attention to this case, but it depends on what I find out, whether what information I provide, as always. So at any rate, I love each and every one of you. God bless. Go make it a rockin' Monday. We'll be back here for Tuesday. I will be traveling Wednesday, folks. I will be traveling Wednesday. I may be traveling tomorrow night, but tomorrow night's not going to affect you. But I will be traveling Wednesday, so we may not go live on Wednesday. I will try to go live Thursday and Friday. We will not be live Saturday, and I'm traveling Saturday night, so we may go live sometime Sunday. That is the schedule this week. I know it's a little crazy, but we have a lot of work to do this week, and I will be in Georgia. So I love each and every one of you. God bless. Go make it a great day.